There's no point in talking about Linux if I can't edit my videos and record in Linux. I would say the Windows counterpart would be Sony Vegas Pro, and that's saying a lot. Caden Live, I.
Welcome to Paradigm Shift, an educational comedy.
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
Alright, you people straight up know that what you put out is what you get back. So, you know that if you want to manifest something in your reality, that you need to resonate it. And people are looking at that sort of sentiment like, whoa, wait just a fucking minute. How in the fuck am I supposed to resonate that? I'm looking to obtain it. I don't have it. If I had it, then I wouldn't need to be making the little request for it. So how the fuck am I supposed to resonate something that I don't have? So it seems like a bit of a paradox. Well, let's kind of shift the framework. Let's put each of these trains on their own track so that they're not on head-on collision. Pay attention when you like something. There's a specific energetic signature. There's a feeling down to the most minute detail. Ever notice that when you really like pizza, for example, let's say, it's a very different feeling than when you might like, say, chocolate ice cream, and both of those are a very different feeling from when you might like, oh, I don't know, a 2011 Lamborghini Diablo. Even just the thought of liking something is resonating a frequency. You don't have to already possess it. I mean, you can just be of the opinion that you like it, even if you've never had it. I mean, you know, how do any of you people that are out there that you know, are under the impression that, you know, you like to go out banging all these hot chicks or whatever? Well, gee, if you've never banged all those hot chicks, then how do you know you're gonna like it? Well, this is the same sort of thing. Now, when you get that energetic frequency, kind of consider that as the metaphysical hyperlink, alright? The metaphysical web address, you know, www.mymetaphyicalmanifestation blah blah dot whatever. And you're putting that in your quantum web browser, okay? So when you're resonating, what you want to attract to you, what you're doing is you're sending a content request to the server. You know, metaphorically. You're sending a content request to the server. And when you match, you know, you want to go and type yahoo.com, right? Well, if you type yahoo.com instead of com, you make a typo, just that one little slight thing out of alignment, you're going to get error 404, page not found, or whatever. It's not going to go to where you're looking for. Well, if you got the slightest little frequency off kilter, you're not going to manifest what you're looking for. It works just like the freaking internet. So pay attention. Make sure you've got the metaphysical web address right. Pay attention to how you're feeling. That's the web address, the energetic signature. First, you're thinking of something. You're thinking of that Lamborghini Diablo, and then all of a sudden there's a feeling. Well, your emotions let you know what the hell you're thinking. So pay attention to that. Pay attention to what you're thinking, how you're feeling, your surroundings, what's going on. Pay attention to all of it at the same time so you can feel and grab up that metaphysical web address, put it into the quantum browser, make the request to the server, and you'll get what you're looking to get instead of sitting there pissing and moaning going, how the fuck am I supposed to resonate something I don't have? I don't know, how are you supposed to load up a website that you don't have loaded up already? Put the fucking address in the browser, thank you. And make sure it's not your street address.
Anybody see the movie? I know y'all all saw it, right? Well, we're gonna get deep into it.
Counterattacks in Iraq. Strong. And there's Army strong.
Modern psychology has a word that is probably used more than any other word in psychology. It is the word maladjusted. Maladjusted. I would like to say to you today that there are some things in our society and some things in our world for which I'm proud to be maladjusted.
Y'all don't go sit in front of the movies just to be entertained, do you? Y'all take notes at the movies? I see them in the movies with a clipboard. Now, if y'all ain't going into the movies with clipboards or with tapes so that you could be making notes to yourself, then you are being entrained. You're being entrained to feel good about what's going on the screen. You are one of Big Brother's best kept secrets.
I know you're out there. I can feel you now. I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us. You're afraid of change. I don't know the future. I didn't come here to tell you how this is going to end. I came here to tell you how it's going to begin. I'm going to hang up this phone, and then I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see. I'm going to show them a world without you. A world without rules and controls, without borders or boundaries. A world where anything is possible.
There's two different types of mind control.
Where we go from there is a choice I leave to you.
The first kind of mind control gets real deep. This is why your metaphysical antennas got to be up at full tilt while I'm talking.
Tonight's talk is consciousness, creativity, and the brain. And if you have a golf ball-sized consciousness, when you read a book, you'll have a golf ball-sized understanding. When you look out, a golf ball-sized awareness. And when you wake up in the morning, a golf ball-sized wakefulness. But if you could expand that consciousness, then you read the book, more understanding. You look out, more awareness. And when you wake up, more wakefulness. It's consciousness. And there's an ocean of pure, vibrant consciousness inside each one of us. And it's right at the source and base of mind, right at the source of thought.
All right, not too many of y'all into that deep metaphysics. Now, metaphysics is going to have to be the quote-unquote religion of tomorrow. If it isn't, you're fucked. Totally and absolutely.
Life is a massive fucking mystery, and there's only a few different ways to really crack below the surface of that mystery. You know, going crazy or losing their minds on. You're not going to go crazy. You're going to go fucking insane. All right? All that stuff is going to remove your ego, and it's going to explain to you what the world is really all about.
Well, you know, it's an altogether new thing. And you actually can have a religious experience. And it can be even more important than reading the Bible 6 times or becoming a pope or something like that.
In the past 100 years, as these super technologies have been developed in the West, the smashing of atoms, the invention of radio, television, computers, immunology, so forth and so on, data has been arriving about the practices of Aboriginal cultures all over the planet. That they dissolve ordinary realities, ordinary cultural values. Cultural operating system is wiped clean.
It's just a ride. And we can change it anytime we want. It's only a choice. No effort, no work, no job, no savings of money. A choice right now between fear and love.
If you don't understand metaphysical principles, forget going to school, forget going to work. Well, go to work. Just be blissful, and when time comes when to throw the dirt on you, then just cash in. But if you are about evolving, it is time you open up that metaphysical grave that had been dug for you, the part of you, the spark that lays buried.
Beyond what government institutions tell us, beyond the mainstream, there lies an abundance of knowledge that seeks to gain an understanding of this reality that we are all part of.
That is what's going to open you up. That's what's going to give you the ability to escape.
The book it is written, the kingdom of God is within man, not one man nor a group of men, but in all men, in you. You, the people, have the power.
And you represent our species. And the greatest good you can do is to bring back a new idea, because our world is endangered by the absence of good ideas. Our world is in crisis because of the absence of consciousness.
You can be in the world and use the things of the world, but you should not be attached to those things, that's all. It's just using them as tools. Also the ego and the senses. The ego is the cement that holds the 5 elements in the whole creation together. Without ego, cosmic ego, there would be no creation at all. All of these things are tools for the soul to come into this world and experience the things of the world and find fulfillment and completion.
Your metaphysical mind. Damn all of what it is they're showing you out here. This is the illusion.
And it's also at the source of all matter.
There is no matter as such. All matter originates and exists only by virtue of a force which brings the particle of an atom to vibration and holds this most minute solar system of the atom together. We must assume behind this force the existence of a conscious and intelligent mind. This mind is the matrix of all matter.
If you saw Matrix, it had told you it's the illusion. But you didn't have to go to see Matrix, because we've been telling you that for 25 years. And I know the elders have been telling you that longer than that from inside.
Matter seems like a good place to begin. The solidity of the world seems totally indisputable. As a fixed thing that you can see and touch, your body is also reassuringly solid. But beginning with Einstein, modern physics has assured us that this solidity is a mirage.
All of physical matter, everything we have around us, is the result of a frequency. And what that also means is that if you amplify the frequency, the structure of the matter will change.
It's as if reality is so connected that when you look at one small part, you can see things about other parts. That the entire whole is contained in the part. And in a sense, you can't divide reality up because we're cutting up a hologram. We can't find where one particle is because it's always a reflection of all particles.
In a hologram, the whole pattern is whole and complete unto itself. And if you were to take any little portion of this whole out and examine it closely, you will see the entire pattern repeating itself again and again and again. Anywhere in this pattern, if we were to change one little aspect on any one of these little holograms, that change would be reflected throughout the entire system.
The concept of substance arose from the philosophy of Aristotle, and from that concept came science's conception of matter. The fact of the matter is that the substance of the universe is consciousness. Belief that the substance of the universe is matter leads to what I call a fear-greed dichotomy, as people in their quiet desperation attempt to accumulate as many material possessions and riches as possible. In fact, the substance of the universe is consciousness. Therefore, it is behavior that is important.
If you get into the realms of fear, fear is a very slow, dense, vibrational state. And the more you embody fear, and the whole of this manipulated society is globally is structured to make us fear, to make us have stress, to make us worry about tomorrow, and have guilt about yesterday, and forget about now. It brings us into a slow vibrating dense state.
We should be very careful about what we believe about the future. The more you attach to a belief system, the more, if reality is holographic, you're helping create it by believing it. And you know, the great clairvoyant Edgar Cayce said that our every thought, that reality is built out of thought, and our every thought starts to build reality, and we're like, every thought is like a spider, we're like spider spinning web, and that web starts to build and build.
Information is the key, because this matrix, this illusory reality that we think is real, people say to me, what is the matrix? Answer, it's information.
Information creates fractals. As information flow increases, the number of fractals, mathematically speaking, increase. This was demonstrated by a mathematician named Theodore Gordon. Fractals are unpredictable functions, so things are becoming more and more unpredictable.
When you start getting into fractals and chaos theory, when you look at it in terms of a society, this is where it starts to cross over into the so-called Illuminati or the negative elite, the world leaders, with their philosophy of order out of chaos. There is some truth to that, in the sense that when the system becomes highly destabilized, there will be random shifts that suddenly self-organize into higher complexity.
At the subatomic level, reality behaves in accordance with the expectation of the observer, or the measurer, the scientist. Why is that remarkable? Because everything in the universe is composed of those subatomic particles.
These atoms are particles that are whirling at lightning speeds around huge empty spaces, and the particles aren't material objects. They are fluctuations of energy and information in a huge void of energy and information.
And what the science now is showing is that when you can change the field that the atom is in, you change the atom. And we're made of those atoms. So when we have feelings in our hearts, we're changing the field that connects the stuff everything is made of, and we literally are altering our physical reality.
Once you establish the reality we live in, and the nature of what the physical body is, it's a biological computer, and the nature of what we are, which is consciousness, and then you start, as I have, looking at the way this world is structured and how it works and why they do this and why they do that, it suddenly brings into crystal clarity why the world is structured as it is. Because, you know, people look through their eyes and they think this is the world, but it isn't. It's a tiny, tiny frequency range within an infinite energy field of infinite frequency ranges. And basically it's like a holographic television channel.
It is the act of consciousness that actually creates the building block that the universe is made of. I can't imagine a universe that exists without us, because it's the act of us observing the world around us that is creating, allowing us to create as we go in a participatory universe. We may never find the edge of our universe as we're looking to define what this universe looks like. We may never find the smallest particle in the quantum world to see what this stuff is that we're made out of. And the reason is because everywhere we look, everywhere that consciousness explores with the expectation that something will be there, that exploration, that act of looking, observation, is the act that creates something for us to see. That we are actually building this universe as we go.
Consciousness is the programming language of the universe. We are consciousness conductors. That's what we do. That's who we are. Consciousness comes through us. It emanates from us. We are the creators. We are the ones who are targeted on this planet because we are the ones who transmit the reality just like everybody else does. if you switch your brain off and you are sucked into the mainstream media illusion, we must understand that we are being used because we create reality. So if we are manipulated in a certain way, and if we are modulated in a certain way, then our creation becomes not ours but somebody else's.
And what happens if we all do it? Everyone in this room decides to take control of reality. I'm talking about reality, I'm talking about quantum physics, I'm talking about taking control of things from the quantum level up, from the molecular level up, and it works. One of the things we're actually dealing with is as I say, some kind of operating system that can be hacked using words.
Okay, well, you're asking these questions, but you know the questions are already within. The answers are already within, as well as the questions. So it's all about empowerment, and that really is the key. Because the whole idea is that when a human is fully empowered, there's no deception that can stay there. You have the ability to go as far as you want to go. You have the ability to play with all this. You play with the entire universe. Play with the universe. It's here. You're never backed into a corner, unless you believe you're backed into a corner. When you allow yourself to play with the universe is your playground. It's at your disposal.
It certainly does help us to open our minds to all that is.
Humans are assuming so cool to drive an SUV to supermarket, soccer games, and through the city streets. Bowing down to the beast of Babylon on a fuel. So the climate change is coming, it's an inconvenient trope. Bringing to essentials, time, tech, and mental. Integrate Earth, recognize potential. The crisis breeds opportunity. Are you waiting to be seen?